Alright guys, so next reaction up, we have got RUSTAGE, and it's been a good minute since I have reacted to RUSTAGE. My gosh, I didn't realize how long it had been. But this is his Superman rap Hope, featuring JT Music and LongestSoloEver. So, we're going to jump into this and follow this warning right here, guys. Flashing lights. So, if you are prone to seizures, please look after your safety. Hey Reese, real quick, I do love the touch right here of like the raw like recording time and where it's positioned at. You would see that, obviously you would see that in like movie recordings behind the cameras and whatnot, and then on the cutting room floor. So I like that little nod here for a film-based track.
Yeah, man, the station's to back away, I gon' handle it. Or aspirations, but cannot say what the damage is. Point accusations, they ran and changed up the narratives. I'm lacking patience, I make them learn what compassion is. Set upon to go half price, throw an extra in package deal. Never turn to no dark side, lay them out with no battlefield.
Never turn to no dark side, laid them out on the battlefield. So he's saying that despite the seeming like discrimination Superman faces in this film, and despite the backlash that people he's trying to save give him, he doesn't fall to evil. He doesn't fall to the dark side. It's also obviously a play on Darkseid's name, because Darkseid is a major villain, not just for Superman, but for the League themselves.
Darkseid laid them out with no battlefield. Living planets on daily moves, so quick with that flash appeal. They don't see how this clock rise turn a journalist.
Hold up, what's it? The Daily Planet, Flash appeal. Flash reference there. My GOAT, my favorite DC Comics hero.
No battlefield, living planets on daily moves, so quick with that flash appeal. They don't see how this clock rise turn a journalist to a man of steel. Brainiacs with the way they're talking, they and Lewis better stay in lane. Heat vision, my flow be.
Brainiacs the way they talk, but if they ain't Lois, they better stay in lane. So if Brainiac, of course, another major like Superman villain, and then Lois, Lane, obviously. So if they ain't Lois, they better stay in lane.
And a steel, brainiacs with the way they're talking, they and Lewis better stay in lane. Heat vision, my flow be scorching, ain't nobody too small to save. There's no issue, my actions causing. You can look at my golden age, bravery to show kindness in it.
Yeah, I'm sorry to pause so much, so briefly, and so much right here, but yeah, Golden Age Superman was insane.
A golden age, bravery to show kindness in a universe that rewards their hate.
Hope is the power lifting me from the ground. Eyes up, I'll wipe out the clouds. Flying above you, I'm not looking down. Leave the past, see the path to be found. Look to the skies above, I'm taking us higher up. Together we'll fly because I am one of you.
Yeah, so official, they know the S and the hope's the symbol. Loaded pistol, go head to head like.
Wait a minute, RUSTAGE.
Yeah, so official, they know the S and the hope's the symbol. Loaded pistol, go.
So official, they know the S and that hope's the symbol. Alright, so he's saying he's so official that they recognize what the symbol on his uniform represents. They know it represents hope, even though to us normal humans it's just, you know, it's the letter S. But he's saying he's so obviously saying so official that even though it looks like an S to us, we know what it means.
Head to head like a homing missile. X-ray vision, I see your movements, I know your visuals. They wanna beat me so badly, but make my clone abysmal. Do it all season, I'm making a new age. We're better than Bruce Wayne. Don't need a reason preventing their doomsday, so they can lose faith.
Dude, I'm loving the sprinkled in references and allusions to other characters that have something to do with Superman. So he said we're better than Bruce Wayne. Then he brought up Doomsday. There might have been someone else in there.
Age, we're better than Bruce Wayne. Don't need a reason preventing their doomsday, so they can lose faith. Always a crisis on infinite earths, what I do with that shit like it's Tuesday.
Crisis on Infinite Earths was a huge storyline for DC.
I keep it red when I'm blasting, spinning my laces like Blu-ray. They keep on shooting, press one step, you feel me move. I keep it red when I'm blasting.
And then the Blu-ray DVD, boy, okay.
One breath I'm throwing colder than my fortress, that's a proven fact. No need for green like kryptonite, I do the things that Luther can. So look into the sky, you see a bird playing Superman.
Hope is the power lifting me from the ground. Eyes up, I'll wipe out the clouds. Flying above you,
I love this hook,
I'm not
too.
looking down. Leave the past, see the path to be found.
Cause it's easy to be cynical, pretend you're preaching wisdom but stay keeping others miserable. Cause in a world of being optimistic gets you ridiculed, there's nothing more rebellious than sticking to your principles. I am not a god or something mythical, struggling with failure when my choices become difficult. I never rest cause fighting for the lives is non-conditional.
No, we gotta run it back. I'm sorry, we have to run it back.
Than sticking to your principles, it gets you ridiculed, there's nothing more rebellious than sticking to your principles. I am not a god or something mythical, struggling with failure when my choices become difficult. I never rest cause fighting for the lives is non-conditional. So look up to the sky and see me flying by invincible.
So that's one thing I've always liked about Superman's character, and a lot of people consider Superman to be boring just because of how he's written. And to a degree, I can understand why people think that, because the fact that he is the embodiment of hope and he's written to always win, always come out on top in the end. On top of how absolutely overpowered he is, I can see why people consider him boring and lean more towards the other characters like Batman, Flash, etc., etc. But one thing I've always liked about Superman and a lot of the stories is that one key reason that, like, Lex Luthor, for example, hates him, he sees how strong Superman is. He sees the weapon Superman could be, and we see how it gets explored with Injustice, how he becomes a god, right? Normal Clark Kent doesn't see himself that way. He knows the power he has, he knows the responsibility that comes with it, and he knows that there are people who look at him that way, but he's like, no, he goes out of his way most of the time, like, guys, look, I'm no different than y'all. I'm just doing what I think is right with the abilities that, I have. So Superman has always looked at himself as not above anybody at all just because of his powers. And I've always admired that about, his character, right? And then they did that bullshit called Injustice. Which is why we see evil versions of Superman. And it's why most of them, excluding Brightburn, it's why a lot of them are a interesting character dive, because we know Superman outside of Injustice wouldn't be like that. So, like, Homelander is a perfect example of a Superman that sees himself as a god, right? Sorry, that went a little bit longer than it should have, but yeah.
Hope is the power lifting me from the ground. Eyes up, I'll wipe out the clouds. Flying above you, I'm not looking down. Leave the past, see the path to be found. Look to the skies above, I'm taking us higher up. Together we'll fly because I am
Whoa. Is that McGuire on the backing?
together we'll fly because I am one of you. Look to the skies above, I'm taking us higher up. Together we'll fly because I am one of you.
Hell yeah. Dude, fantastic. I need to see the movie. I really need to see the new Superman movie. I mean, I have ways of watching it with the funny pirate hat, but I'm going to wait for an HD version to be up. But anyways, this was really well put together, and I can't get over all the allusions and direct references. I guess that's a contradiction there, but I can't get over the references to the other characters within DC. I love how those were sprinkled in and layered into the verses. The hook, fucking fantastic. That third verse, oh my god. Especially the acknowledgement, like, I am not something that's mythical. Dude, yes. As 100% Superman, I am not something that's mythical. Like, I can't say anything more besides I love it. Anyways, guys, y'all go show Rustage the homie support. Go show him the homie treatment. Go like, comment, and subscribe. Link to the channel below. And, of course, as always, if you rocked with my reaction, guys, hey, like, comment, subscribe. You know, subscribe to your boy. Till next time, Cryo. Out.